and our values first. Something that's been ignored for decades here in the great state of South Carolina. Not the illegals who are flooding our state. We have Sinaloa cartel here. We have MS-13. We have Tren de Agua. They are all here. And we will work with ICE better than ever to ensure that anyone who is here illegally gets deported immediately. We will work with ICE in every respect. If we need housing for ICE, we have it. If we need to have boots on the ground to help ICE, we will do it. We will do everything in our power, and we will not let another sanctuary sheriff dictate who gets to stay here when they're here illegally. We will not allow another sanctuary sheriff to let out rapists, murderers, and illegals who are here, who are child molesters out onto the streets of South Carolina. Not on my watch. Not. We will hold the line against the gender cult that has invaded our schools. And we've seen it. Just a few months ago, I noted how Clemson University had 15 genders on a form. Did you know male and female were not two of the options? So you know what we did? We made a statement about it. And you know what Clemson did 3 hours later? They took the form down. And I'm not even governor yet. So imagine what we can do from the capital of Columbia when we are governor. We're going to hold the line against the elites who are clinging to power. We're not going to support the lawbreakers. We're not going to support the brainwashers. Not the back room. South Carolina belongs to you, her people. I will hold the line on taxes by giving the state a plan to cut taxes down to 0% over the next 5 years, and we'll get to that in a minute. Because the fastest way to kill your freedom is to tax it. I will hold the line on illegal immigration by defunding officials who defy the law and promote sanctuary policies. Former Sanctuary Sheriff Kristen Graziano, this one's for you. If any sheriff won't enforce the law, you will not get a dime. I will hold the line on jobs by punishing businesses that hire illegal labor instead of real hardworking South Carolinians. If you cheat the system, you're going to pay the price. If you're a solicitor and you aren't prosecuting crime, I want you to listen up because I am coming for you. The days of letting criminals walk the streets of South Carolina, not being charged, not being indicted, not being prosecuted, the days of treating victims like criminals and criminals like victims are over. The culture of coddling criminals and punishing victims is over when we're governor. I will hold the line on women and kids, insanity, and education by vetoing any funding to any college that pushes gender ideology and refuses to define what a woman is. If a school erases women, it erases its right to your tax dollars. I will hold the line for parents because parents, not the government, get the final say in their child's education. I'm not here to fault, I'm here to fight for you and your values. Together, we will make South Carolina more prosperous, more educated, more healthy, and more safe. This isn't just a campaign, it's a calling. A calling for common sense, a calling for courage, and a call to put South Carolina first. So to the establishment this morning and the cowards hiding behind their long written press releases, buckle up. To the radical left, brace yourselves. And to the great people of the great state of South Carolina, help is on the way. You and me, this is where our mission begins. God is not done with South Carolina, and neither am I. I'm Nancy Mace. I'm running for governor of South Carolina. I will hold the line. I will fight for you, and I will always put South Carolina first. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to unveil some policies in the coming weeks and months ahead. I'm going to roll out the path to prosperity for South Carolina. When I am done with this presentation on some initial policy proposals as governor of South Carolina, we will do a photo line up front. So just a few more minutes and we will do that patiently. So thank you for your patience. So this morning, I want to unveil South Carolina's path to prosperity. Number one, you all know firsthand that we pay the highest state income tax in the Southeast. Every year, your state legislature says, oh, we're going to cut 1/10 of a point, 2/10 of a point. We're still at 6% or higher in the state income tax. Other states like Florida, Tennessee, Texas have zero state income tax. North Carolina and Georgia, as you can see in this map, are not far behind. Everybody, including Mississippi, are on the fast track to 0% state income tax. There are a couple different ways we could do this, and I will propose more than one way to go to 0% income tax over 5 years. The first thing I want you to know is that South Carolina's state budget is just over $40 billion a year. And there are 3 different buckets that spending goes into. One is called the general fund. The general fund has been increasing in spending year over year without any pauses or controls in place to give your money back to you in a permanent tax cut. So the first proposal that I have is to freeze the government, the general fund spending at around $11.6 billion. So that would be around 2022 to 2023 fiscal year for South Carolina. If we were to just freeze the general fund spending, and if revenues continue to grow, this at fiscal year 24-25, we expected $13.2 billion. If they continue to grow at this level, we can reduce and give back enough money from the general fund as a permanent tax cut to residents to reduce the state income tax to 0% in 5 years. Now, if we need to accelerate that, we can also look at earmarks. The state has looked at earmarks pre-COVID. Earmarks were around $30 million in 2019. Now, most recently, you can see on the chart here, earmarks in the 2023-2024 fiscal year were $700 million. So if we take a look at, I'm gonna get rid of earmarks. Let's just say we take half of earmarks annually and we don't spend them. That will help accelerate us to getting to 0% state income tax in 5 years. I want to use every dollar above that cap at $11.6 billion to reduce state income tax until it hits 0. We'll pause and reduce or eliminate earmarks to accelerate that process. I also want to mandate that every single state agency find 3 to 4% annually to cut. We know we can find it. If we need to have a program to have early retirement for state government employees, we will do it. If we need to freeze hiring for state government employees, we will do it. This isn't about austerity. This is about building a robust and prosperous future for South Carolina. We know that South Carolina's economy is built on the backs of small businesses. Who benefits the most from a 0% state income taxes? It is the hardworking people of South Carolina, and equally, it is the LLCs and small businesses that are running our state. I will eliminate departments, boards, and commissions that don't serve key functions. Did you know that there are over 250 boards, departments, commissions, et cetera, in the state of South Carolina? I'm not even sure what they do. I'm not sure the state knows what they do, so we will reevaluate that as well. I want to audit all administrative overhead and sunset low impact and duplicative government programs. The second thing I want to bring up this morning is law and order. Last year, as many of you know, here in South Carolina, we had a sanctuary sheriff and former sheriff, Kristen Graziano. In a red state that said they banned sanctuary policies, not a single statewide elected official in South Carolina stood up and told Sanctuary Sheriff Kristen Graziano, no. One person did in federal office. I did that. I was assisted by some of our local leaders here in Charleston County, but not many, not enough. So when I'm governor, we will end all sanctuary loopholes. There will not be a sanctuary sheriff who will step foot in the state of South Carolina when I am governor. If you are a business employing illegal aliens, we will hunt you down and we will find you, find you, and we will fine you $1,000 a day until you learn from your mistake and you employ real, hardworking South Carolinians. We will work with ICE and DHS to provide facilities to house illegals for deportations. Between all of our state facilities across the state of South Carolina, there are hundreds of beds that we can utilize. The Naval Brig, for example, or other facilities. We've identified hundreds of places, beds and facilities that we can use to work with ICE. And yes, DHS and ICE do compensate states for housing illegal immigrants. That will be a part of our program. We'll increase penalties for violent crimes and sexual abuse. You should see some of the ridiculous plea deals that are happening in our state. And the third-degree plea deals that they get, $100 fine for this, and not prosecuting pedophiles. We will increase penalties for violent crimes and sexual abuse. We will expand our statewide statistics, our annual report that is provided to the state of South Carolina via SLED and other agencies. Right now, they only want to tell you, they only have the ability to tell you how many arrests they're making in every county. That is going to change when I'm governor, because you have a right to know not only how many arrests the state, local, county, municipalities are making for what crimes. You have a right to know how many indictments were made out of those arrests and how many were prosecuted. You have the right to know how many convictions there are in this state. You have the right to know what the sentencing is. And need I remind you about convicted pedophile Donald Bresch, who was found with 1,900 images of toddlers as young as 3 being raped by animals. He was facing 60 years. And your Attorney General, Alan Wilson, pled down to 1 indictment. He was facing 60 years. They negotiated Donald Bresch, the AG negotiated Donald Bresch's sentencing in 15 minutes. And you know how many days he served in jail? He served 1 day in jail. So the days of pedophiles serving 1 day in jail are over. If you are an AG or a solicitor who thinks it's okay to allow these people to walk the streets and put your kid in danger, that ends, because I'm coming for you. We will modernize our technology systems, maintaining criminal data and mandate reporting to the Fusion Center. We will aggressively pursue federal grant funding. Most recently in Berkeley County, we assisted Berkeley County with getting a $500,000 grant to hire 3 law enforcement officers to help curtail the use of illegal firearms in violent crimes in Berkeley County. We will do this for every county across the state. If you need resources, we will find them, and we will aggressively pursue them. We will defund any office, agency, or department who refuses to follow state and federal law. The days of rogue judges, rogue solicitors, rogue prosecutors, and rogue attorney generals are over. We will create a mechanism to remove all of the rogue AG, solicitors, and judges and sheriffs who don't follow the letter of the law. And we will clean up our streets by enacting and enforcing aggressive